you're probably not going to miss a birthday unless you had some crazy thing happen or you had a really important work event or something like that. But why aren't you going to miss a birthday? Because you prioritize it, because that's a big thing that you're thinking about and you take the time. And it's, I've read a lot of personal development books and things, and this one thing comes back into my mind about time management all the time. Think about it. If you're working a job and you're about to go on vacation, before you go on vacation, you are probably the most productive you ever are, because you're getting everything done ahead of time so that you can manage the fact that you're going to be gone for that week or whatever it's going to be for your job. And so you get all this stuff done because you go into this different mode of prioritizing everything and focusing on, okay, I do this first, this, then this, then this, and then that way I can take a break. And so I think it's just getting focused in on your priorities. Like there's so many things that become a time suck that we don't even realize. And one of the things that has helped me when it comes to my day. So like at the end of the day yesterday, I talked about how the day got away from me and all this kind of stuff. Before I went to bed, I evaluated my day and made some notes of like, okay, here's where I wasted some time. Here's where I maximized my time. Here's where my whole day went and why I don't feel like I accomplished anything, because this is where all of my time went. And so I think it's becoming aware of the time sucks. Easy ones are how much time you spent scrolling on your phone, right? Like those are easy ones. You can look, most phones have a screen time app where you can look and see how much time you spent on your phone yesterday. That's a great way to know what kind of time suck it was. Then before you go to bed at
Guarantee
the end
it's
of it,
longer than a workout.
oh, guarantee. I mean, guaranteed it's longer than you think it is too.
Yeah.
You probably think you spent 10 minutes on your phone, but it's probably 10, 5 times that where you spent scrolling and looking at stuff. I find myself sometimes and this is where like sometimes I'll get really granular with my time assessment. How many times do I just pick up my phone and check and see if there's a notification, or pick up my phone and look at Instagram and see if there's a message from someone, right? Like I do that. I find myself doing that so much. And then I realize, well, that was a 5-second time suck there. And then sometimes I'll get pulled into, oh, well, let's scroll on this and let's see what this is. And let's see if there's anything good. And then the next thing I know, 10 minutes have gone by. And if you do that 6 times a day, there's an hour that you just wasted completely on totally habitual, stupid things that
Yeah,
don't.
actually comparing yourself to other people subconsciously,
Oh,
which is going to steal even more of your joy,
yeah,
does you no good. It's so funny. I got this. I mean, you got one of those too, the
yeah,
Apple Watch.
yeah,
That should be like, I don't need my phone can stay on the charger all day. If
yeah,
something wife calls or I get a text that I need, I can look at it on there without, I can even act on it, reply, do
yeah,
whatever. But you're right. It's that I just think right now that's a whole nother subject about social engineering, and now
yeah,
we're addicted to these. And when people say they're going to do something to track you or do whatever, I go, everybody's volunteered for that by having
yeah,
one of those
sure,
devices. They don't need to implement anything on that, but people do feel like I got to grab it and say, I don't know if that's FOMO, I don't fear of missing out, or if it's just I don't know. Maybe we just don't even know what we're looking for. I think you and I are a little further along because we're aware of it,
yeah,
but not much further along because there's
sure,
been 3 times where I looked at it like, and I don't want to do that because
yeah,
this is good stuff to be engaged. So I've even thought about, you know, I think I can gain a lot more productivity time by just going to a dumb phone. And then
mm,
if I need to get video, I have plenty of cameras for video here. I could leave
sure,
one in the gym.
sure,
I don't need to capture every moment of walking on the beach or doing whatever or any of that other stuff. If I need to get video or a photo,
yeah,
I if it means enough, well, hold on, I don't have it near me. I'll bring the big ass Sony A7 IV. Then I'll be
yeah,
like, well, I'm totally intending to take pictures because
right,
why would I bring this big thing?
right,
Does that make
right.
you almost have to like mind F yourself into doing the right thing and eliminating the wrong things?
Yeah, totally. I think I think you're right with that, is because we don't realize how much of a time suck it can be. And so setting ourselves up for success when it comes to time management so we don't lose those times. I mean, that's another tip for people is set yourself up for success when it comes to managing your time by eliminating those things that suck your time away. And I'm preaching to the choir here. Like, this is me talking to me, because I do the same thing where I'll pick up my phone, like I just said, and what I've done sometimes is as I try to be as more conscious and aware of it as I possibly can. And so if I do pick up my phone, I'm like, why am I picking up my phone right now? Is it just to scroll, or is it an intentional reason of why I'm picking up my phone? And if it's just to scroll, a lot of times I'll put it right back down and just, I'm getting so much better at breaking that habit so that when I pick it up, it's not something that sticks with me. And that I noticed that there's days where on the weekends I try to stay off my phone as much as I can. And I feel like I'm so much more productive. Like, for example, this past weekend, I picked a bunch of apples and I had to process a bunch of apples. And so I was making applesauce all day. I made some apple butter and things like that. And I was off my phone pretty much all day. And I have a home pod in the kitchen. So I was playing some music and just listening to some music and processing apples and stuff all day long. And I wasn't on my phone, and I felt so productive because I wasn't distracted. And then at the end of the day, I checked my phone and there was a couple messages, but I didn't miss anything. I think it's that FOMO you're talking about. You just like, oh, I gotta constantly check. Is there this message? I'm looking for that dopamine hit. And if you can eliminate that, or at least be conscious of it, like some people will go as far as deleting the apps off your phone. Probably something I should do. Probably. I don't know. Probably. But the that awareness around what's sucking your time is a huge way to help start to address it so that you can be better at managing it, so that you're making sure that you're allocating the time to the things that actually matter.